But the one thing that I thought was really crazy that will affect the entire country is that, his remarks about legalizing and handing out taxpayer funded heroin and cocaine. I mean, this is it's crazy.
What we've done around harm reduction and safe consumption. The project that we have, that working with BC to decriminalize possession of harder drugs now. There was a lot of shouting about that, and it's a very politically polarizing issue still. And you can see the Conservative leader doing videos about how bad that is, but grounding ourselves in facts and data and public treatment and evidence of a public health problem is the way to move forward on this. So we're going to continue to invest in supporting people.
So that was was that in British Columbia, Sheila?
Yeah, it was in BC, I believe, last night. I love how they use the word safe consumption. There's no such thing as safe consumption of poisons, which is what he's saying here. Like, there's no such thing as safe consumption of bleach or Drano. And I look at heroin and cocaine and fentanyl and meth as poisons, because they are poisons. That's why we call overdoses opioid poisonings. They're being poisoned. And now we have the government saying that it is kindness, it's harm reduction, to not only make it easier for you to poison yourself, but then to literally give you the poison by which you're going to kill yourself. There's only one way out of addiction, and that is getting clean or dying. Now, you will die fast or you will die slow, and you will torture everybody around you as you do it. All the innocent people around you will suffer and get sucked into your black hole too. Or you can get clean and you can become functional and you can get your life back and you can go back to your kids, back to your wife, back to your job, and you can live clear-eyed and productive in whatever way that means. But right now we have the government enabling people to be sick. If you are a family who is dealing with drug addiction, and so many families are, one of the first things they tell you is, do not help them until they hit rock bottom. And you know what the government is doing? Keeping people from hitting that rock bottom where they say, I've got nothing, I can't do this anymore. The government just keeps them just one step above that in this state of misery and suffering. And they're making sure those families and those children stay in the same place.
And Sheila, to extend this policy, what if someone is, say, an alcoholic, you were involved in an accident or you got caught in a spot check, you've lost your license or it's suspended, you got to stay at home. I guess by extension, we should be, because they can't get to the liquor store anymore, we should be, as taxpayers, funding a government program to bring liquor to their homes. I mean, why not? What's the difference?
Why are we doing this with these things, right? Like, with other addictions, gambling addiction, we put people on a list at the casino so they can't come in. And even if they win, they don't get to keep their money. But with these two addictions, booze and drugs, we treat it far differently. Like, if people have shopping addictions, we don't keep giving them money so that they can continue to shop, because they need to just mitigate their addiction instead of deal with it. But with these two, we just say, okay, well, you know what? There's no point in you doing the hard work to get clean and us supporting you through that transition. They just say, you know what? You are a person who can never recover. And what a denial of someone's human dignity and their potential. That's, I think, really the part that bothers me about this, aside all the suffering of the innocent people around the addict. It's that the addict, somewhere inside of them, is a human being. For me, I look at this through a Christian worldview. They're created in the image of God. They're the image bearer of Christ. That's a pretty important thing. Their body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. I always say it's the temple of the Holy Spirit. Act accordingly, treat it accordingly. And so I think that there's something better, something more for you, if you look at yourself that way, than just to languish in this misery. And Justin Trudeau's policy is to deny the dignity and potential of the individual. And I frankly think that's evil.
It's astonishing to me, Sheila. I mean, it's been less than a century where we had prohibition in Canada and the United States, and we've gone from that to the situation now of legalizing, of enabling, of making the addictions of addicts even worse.
Wait, and one more thing that we've got. That's a clip from something we call Rebel News Daily. It's our daily live stream hosted by my friend David Menzies, but the show also includes a rotating cast of hosts and special guests, including me. It's a great way for us to talk about the news of the day as the news is happening in an unscripted fashion, and it's an awesome way for you to interact with us as well. We stream every weekday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Mountain, wherever you find Rebel News. See you there.